Off we go. It's the Ryan Hartson Show on the BWC Network. I am Ryan Hartson. What a pleasure it is to be back after a nice little week off from the program. I was on vacation, hit up the Packers game last week, saw a very interesting game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now I'm back breaking down Week 12 of the National Football League already. And we've already had 3 games go underway. Instead of breaking down the storylines, I'll tell you about these 3 games because, listen, the storylines this week, not so much. It's like Matt Leinart starting for the Texans, and that doesn't really tickle my fancy. Which irrelevant team is going to make the playoffs between the Bills and the Jets? Is Kevin Kolb going to come back healthy? How's Vince Young going to do against New England? That one's obvious. He's going to get killed. And what's going to happen with Tim Tebow? Well, all that stuff, we've been talking about that for months. And there's been a storyline out there that I've ignored personally. I've ignored it because I didn't think it was going to happen. Because, honestly, teams don't go undefeated. They don't. Teams never go undefeated. It doesn't happen. It's too long a season. There's too much pressure. And maybe there are some components, there are some weaknesses that can create a loss at some point. But the Green Bay Packers are 11-0. 11-0. And I've been ignoring it because I thought they were going to lose a game eventually. I think they're going to lose in New York the next time they play a game. But you look at the Packers. They played a game against the Lions, a type of football game they haven't played all year. Usually the offense gets off to a hot start, bang, 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 couple of touchdowns, and then the other team comes back because the defense isn't very good. Packers pull it out at the end because of some miraculous play. They just find a way to win games, but they don't play that well throughout. This was a game that was physical on both sides of the ball. The Lions dominated the first half, made one mistake, and the Packers capitalized. Something I have criticized Aaron Rodgers and the Packers for years. They have come up with the last 2 weeks. Make the biggest plays in the biggest moments in the biggest games. In that game against the Bucs, the Packers looked completely inept on offense, but when they needed the plays, they made them. In the fourth quarter, that deep ball to Jordy Nelson to score the touchdown, to go up by more points, that was huge. Okay, against the Lions, nothing was going on. They get an interception and a quick touchdown. They go down again, another touchdown, another touchdown. They win the game 27-15. They were able to overcome adversity and make big plays. Aaron Rodgers has been great when he needed to be over the last 2 weeks, but he wasn't great throughout. So what does that tell you? They're finding ways to improve as the year goes on. They're 11-0. The defense is kind of shaky. A great pass rush could knock them out at any time, just as any team with a great quarterback can be knocked out by a great pass rush. But when I look at it, I think this is the first team since that '07 Patriots team that I think could have legitimately gone undefeated. I think the Green Bay Packers indeed do have the ability to win all 16 games. I did not think that going into the Detroit game. In fact, I thought the Lions were going to win the game. But there's something about this team. There's something about, it doesn't matter what you do to us. It doesn't matter what kind of a game do you want to play. Do you want to play a 13-10 game? Fine, we'll beat you 13-10. That's no big deal. Oh, you want to try to score 40 points against us? We'll score one more point. No problem. We have Aaron Rodgers, the hottest quarterback on the planet. You want to play just kind of a mid-20s game? All right, well, we're comfortable in that. We'll end up scoring 30 because our offense is so great. Our defense needs to make a big play at the end. Fine, we'll do that. We'll play however you want to play, and we'll beat you at your own game. And our quarterback is playing some of the best football any quarterback has ever played. Now listen, I don't think he's playing better than any quarterback ever. I think he's playing to the equal of some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I do. I think that's reasonable to say he's playing on a level others have made it to. But is he playing better than Joe Montana ever did? No. Is he playing better than Brady in '07 or Manning in '04? No, he's playing equally to them. He's playing brilliantly. But he is doing the reason we think Aaron Rodgers is so much better, or that analysts say Aaron Rodgers might be the greatest quarterback ever, is because he has the accuracy of Brady, he has the arm strength of Favre, and he's probably about as mobile as Steve Young was. When you put those three things together, people see the perfect quarterback. That's what he's doing. But statistically, he's on pace with Dan Marino, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. On pace, not ahead. He's not better than Marino or Brady at any point. I think he's playing equal to them. I'll tell you who he's playing better than. He's playing better than the man he replaced, Brett Favre. I think Aaron Rodgers historically is going to go down as a better quarterback than Brett Favre. I don't know where you want to put Brett Favre. To me, I think he's barely in the top 10 because he made a lot of big mistakes late in games. And that's completely default of his own. So I would take almost every Hall of Fame quarterback that you would think of ahead of him. I would. I think Aaron Rodgers is better than that even. But is he Brady, Montana, Elway even? No, I don't think so. That said, I think the Packers have the ability to win every single game and win the Super Bowl. I think they're going to repeat. I'll tell you that much. At minimum, they're going to lose one game and win the whole thing. I don't see a team that can really beat them in the AFC. Pittsburgh probably has the best shot, but Roethlisberger has made some mistakes late in games against Green Bay in that Super Bowl, and I think the Packers could win that Super Bowl once again. To me, it looks like a Packers-Steelers rematch. Right now, if you had asked me, it would be a Packers-Steelers rematch in Super Bowl 46. I think that's kind of how it's going. I think New England and probably Baltimore have the two best shots to get out. To me, Houston was the far and away the favorite to win the AFC before Matt Schaub got hurt. However, Matt Schaub got hurt, and Matt Leinart isn't taking them where they want to go. He's just not. Look at his track record. But it's a little different system. He has a different opportunity. I don't think they have a real chance with Matt Leinart. So that's where the Packers are. I see the Packers. This is the first time I think they can win every game. I believe they are able to take whatever other teams throw at them and throw something even more explosive back at them. And obviously Aaron Rodgers the MVP of the league. As for the Detroit Lions, I'm not going to say much about Ndamukong Suh and his stepping on the bicep thing, other than Ndamukong Suh is a moron. Maybe not all the time, but people talk about how he flips a switch on the field, but he doesn't think. He just goes and executes, and it's almost like an out-of-body experience. Like he doesn't see what he's doing when he's making plays. That's a problem. And Suh stepping on a guy and saying, no, I was just trying to get off and stuff like that, there's no excuse for that, and it was a stupid press conference, and he has since apologized via Twitter, as all the cool kids do these days. But Suh's a dirty player. I think that's the bottom line. But you know what? That's not a criticism. It's not. Saying Ndamukong Suh is a dirty player is not a criticism. I don't think it's that big a deal. I don't think it's that bad. It's dirty, it's nasty, it's quiet, it happened on Thanksgiving, I know, and it's a bad PR move, but I don't think being a dirty player is, like, awful. I think the NFL is a nasty, violent league, and these things happen. I think that's it. Suh's a dirty player, but, I mean, look on the other side of the field. How can you say Charles Woodson, Clay Matthews, and Nick Collins, who isn't playing right now, but when those three guys play, they're all dirty players. Look at Woodson. He grabs guys by the throat all the time. Nick Collins tried to blow out guys' knees on a Monday night game against the Bears a couple years ago. So, you know what? Probably half of the NFL is dirty. Making cheap plays after the play. That's just kind of how it is. That's the league. Football, at the end of the day, is kind of a dirty sport. So freaking out about one dirty player I don't think is a big deal. The Lions as a whole, I think Stafford has to play better. If Matthew Stafford plays better, the Lions will be in the playoffs. I wouldn't be shocked if the Falcons caught them from behind. The words I use with them are immature and egotistical. They think too much of themselves, and they don't have the maturity to back it up. If things start to go wrong for them, they will collapse. They're talented, but they are extremely immature, and they're kind of bitchy. You listen to their press conferences, they're kind of bitchy. And that comes from the head coach. Head coach is a little immature, too. And he's not young enough to grow out of it. which is a problem. So watch out in Detroit. They've changed the culture, but the culture has been immature, corrupted, and kind of annoying. And of course, the Harbaugh Bowl, 16-6, good, hard-fought, physical game. The Niners don't have a closer at quarterback. Alex Smith can't get it done. Oh yeah, he can handle the grit. No. When Aaron Rodgers scores 21 points in the first quarter, which he probably will because the Niners don't have the speed and talent on the outside to defend the Packers' receivers. When Aaron Rodgers throws 3 touchdowns against your defense and Alex Smith all of a sudden has to throw the football, he's going to be throwing it to the other team all the time. Alex Smith doesn't have what it takes. I don't think he has the talent, the ability. I still think he doesn't have the maturity. And I just don't think he's clutch. That's Alex Smith. We knew that was what Alex Smith was. He was playing a little above himself because he only threw like 12 times a game. Well, that's just good coaching by Jim Harbaugh. Niners are a good team, but you need a better quarterback. So those are my brief thoughts on the Thanksgiving games, and those are the real storylines. Like, whatever happens this weekend, I'm not too worried about, but that's just kind of how it is. We'll break down all the games in the NFL next. It's the Ryan Hartson Show on the BWC Network.